Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here. Hope you're all doing okay. Now, as you probably guessed from the video title, well, hopefully you've guessed from the video title, basically this is a quick video to sort of tell you what's happening with Crystals of Chaos over the next sort of few weeks, months, just so you know what's kind of on the agenda with Season 3, etc, etc. So obviously we just had the mid-season finale, which ended up having to be 2 parts because it was so damn long. I didn't actually originally plan for it to be that long of an episode, so it kind of helped being 2 different parts really. Obviously, now is a mid-season break. However, I don't want you guys thinking I'm sort of laying back with my feet up at the moment. That's not the case at all. Basically, the idea of this break is while I'm sort of working on a couple of other things, such as Myra's origin story, which I'll talk about in a moment, I'm also sort of getting all the scripts prepared for the rest of the Season 3 episodes, and I'm going to kind of try and make a couple of episodes in advance before I actually upload them, so that way you guys haven't got much of a wait, as there's going to be a lot of editing involved with the second half of Season 3. There's a lot of big things to come, as you'd probably guess from Season 3 so far, and obviously where the mid-season finale left off. So, firstly, the first thing I'm working on, mainly, is Crystals of Chaos Origins for Myra. Obviously, when we had the voting before, I gave you a choice out of 3 characters, Ardian, Myra, and Fenrir, and Ardian and Myra pretty much were close tied with number of votes. I think there was like a difference of 1 between them, so what we agreed was once I'd made Ardian's origin story, I would make Myra's during the mid-season break, which is obviously now. So her origin story is now in development. All the scripts have gone out and I've already been receiving audio in, so I'm literally working on that as we speak. Now obviously this origin story is going to be slightly similar to Ardian's, but also a little bit different at the same time. So it will be a look at the past of Myra before obviously the events of Crystals. However, the slight difference with it this time is where the origin for Ardian was mostly about him and his sort of past with Orpheus and what that led to. You'll be finding out about Myra's upbringing, about her parents, and also how she ended up in the Westlands with no memory whatsoever of what had happened to her, who she was, etc. So obviously Myra in the current story has no idea of her past. This is all forgotten, so you're going to kind of see a flashback version of it. So Myra's not actually retelling the story, you're just going to see what basically happened. So you guys are going to know, but obviously the character Myra in the actual current seasons won't know until sort of a bit later on in the series, where she starts to put pieces together. So I really like the origin that we've made for Myra. I think it's actually a lot better than Ardian's, and also it does tie in with some of the commanders as well, similar to how Ardian's tied in with Orpheus. So that'll be quite interesting to look at, and obviously you'll find out a bit more of how she got to the Westlands, etc. So yeah, and I also think you're going to like the characters for her father and mother. Let's just not say they are kind of the standard everyday mother and father figures. They've got quite a good involvement in how she became a skilled rogue. So like I said, I'm not going to really talk too much more about that one. Like I said, it's in development, and I'm not going to give you a deadline of when I hope to have it done by, because I'm kind of not one to rush it, because I want to make it the best it can be. So just be patient, and I'm sure you will enjoy it once it is finished. So, after Myra's origin story is finished, I'm going to work on Crystals of Chaos Season 2 Best Moments as a little additional video, like I did for Season 1. Now, what I mostly made Season 1 Best Moments for was with sort of the money I've been making from my main CloudVids channel, from obviously revenue as being a partner, I put a lot of that aside to do some sort of advertising for Season 1, having a sort of Best Moments montage, and that quite a lot of views in that, and also attracted a lot more sort of audience in as well. So I'm going to do the same for Season 2, because I think there's a substantial difference between Season 2 and Season 1, so that'll hopefully get some more people in as well. Like I said, this won't directly interfere with the production of the rest of Season 3, because it will not take me too long to do it, like it did for Season 1. So it's basically sort of a bonus thing that I want to make for you guys, and also you can help me by sort of sharing that around with people who don't know about Crystals, and hopefully get them tied in with the season as well. After that, it will be a very similar sort of thing, where Kai and Enkai had quite a few episodes of having different battles between each other. I'm going to sort of make a collab of that. So you'll probably find with a lot of video makers with sort of animes, they make fights between two main characters without sort of like all as what they call filler. Perfect example, I know people have made like Goku versus Frieza from Dragon Ball Z with all sort of the long unnecessary talking bits cut out and literally the pure fight scenes, and that's what I'm going to do for Kai and Enkai's fight. And obviously it will include bits where the others are kind of joined in, but it will show you the sort of the start of their fight to the very end of what all the different stages went through. So I thought that again would be something quite interesting to watch all together, and a lot of you have suggested that to me. That's why I'm doing it, and again it's something that you guys can then share around with your friends and get them involved in these series. So after that, I'm going to be doing a continuation trailer for Season 3, and it will basically be looking at the Crystal War saga. So it will be a trailer basically showing what's happening with the rest of Season 3, and as you guys have probably gathered from the mid-season finale, a huge war is about to start, obviously between Green Rick, Farathon and White River and the Elves against Lord Zeno, Itzal and his commanders, and obviously the Dark Mages and any other forces that they've got behind them. So as you can imagine, it's going to be a pretty intense battle, and I hope that the trailer is going to sort of build up sort of the excitement for that, and again it's something to sort of like keep your taste buds going while I'm actually working on the actual episodes. Shortly after the continuation trailer, I'm going to do another question and answer video, because I know a lot of you have had loads and loads of questions since Season 3 started, and I think after the trailer you'll have a lot of questions about the second half of it as well. Some of it I'll be wanting to answer, some of it I won't, because I won't want to spoil anything, but again, I know you guys like doing those, and I like doing them as well. It's really interesting to see what sort of questions you guys come out with, especially all the wild theories that are going around at the moment about like, oh, who's possibly going to die next, etc. And again, the Q&As don't take me too long to do, and it'll be just another sort of thing to keep you going while the episodes are being developed. So, once all those things have kind of passed, I'm hoping that I have made at least 3 or 4 of the Season 3 episodes, like the second half of it, and they'll all be like made ready on my computer, and then basically I can stick to a sort of regular upload thing of them. So let's say, oh, 1 episode every 2 weeks again. During that time I can then carry on working on the rest of them, so sort of I've kind of got a head start, because like I said, it's going to take me a lot longer than usual to edit these particular episodes, as there's going to be so much editing involved with it. So obviously you've got all that coming up just before the actual main Season 3 episodes, and I'm sure all of you are going to like what's coming with those, and again it's just something to sort of keep you guys preoccupied while I'm working as best I can and as hard as I can on the rest of the episodes. So, just to wrap this up, I'm going to tell you what the rest of the Season 3 episode titles are going to be. Now, obviously, they're not set in stone. They might slightly change, depending if I feel the title was kind of, let's just say, not exactly saying much about the episode. But I will go through what the draft titles are for the rest of the Season 3 episodes, so you know what is to come. And that will hopefully probably get your brains thinking of, ooh, what's possibly going to happen with those. So, the first episode of the second half of Season 3, so we'll start with 38, will be Return of the Curse. Episode 39 will be The Darkness of Ivor, and then episode 40 will be Green Rick a Soul. So I'm hopefully hoping to have those 3 episodes made by the time I've got round to doing the Q&A video, then that way I can start working on the following episode straight away. So, episode 41 is Fight for Survival. Episode 42, Light vs Darkness, and episode 43, Alone in the Dark. And then the final big sort of 3 episodes of the end part of Season 3 will be episode 44, Might of the Dragon. And then, as always, the season finale will be 2 episodes sort of lengthwise, because they always are long, and this particular one will be very long. So the Season 3 finale is Wrath of Xenocrats. So, that's obviously all the Season 3, or the remainder of Season 3's titles in sort of draft format. Like I said, they might slightly change their titles when I get around to actually doing the episodes, but they'll be near enough the same thing as that. So that'll hopefully kind of get your brains thinking what's going to happen in each episode. So there we go, that is literally it for today. I just wanted to give you guys a breakdown of what's going to come, and you know sort of what sort of order things are coming in. So you know we've got about 4 or 5 different things I'm going to be uploading before the Season 3 episodes, but obviously during that time I am working on them sort of along with everything else, so there'll be no sort of like halting in production. It's basically just to give me time to get ahead with making a few episodes ready, and then by the time I continue with Season 3 I can hopefully stick to a regular upload upload of like a couple of weeks, rather than sort of it be unbalanced, because again, some episodes are going to require a lot more editing than other ones. So if I get 3 made ready, then I'm ahead of the game then. So, thank you as always for your continued support. I really didn't think I'd get this far with Crystals. I thought by the end of season 1 I might have been like, oh, it's not really getting any attention, I'm going to pack it in, but obviously it is still growing. I think the growth rate for it has sort of lessened of late, so all I will ask you guys is obviously, while I'm working on all this, do your best to keep spreading the word of this series to your friends, and it doesn't have to be just friends who like RuneScape. Anyone who likes anime or anything sort of Final Fantasy, you know, all the things this series basically is, they'll probably show quite an interest in it, as I know I have got friends themselves who like watching it and they have no idea what the hell RuneScape is or never even played it. It's the fact that I just used it for visual purposes, and obviously it's the story they like, the characters, all that, and I know a lot of you guys are watching that because of the same reasons. So yeah, any friends that you can introduce to this season or this series will be really sort of appreciated. And like I said, I'll be working on some videos like the season 2 best moments, obviously the Kai and Enkai fights. Those will be handy videos to sort of share around with your friends and get them interested in the series, and then they'll go and watch the episodes, hopefully anyway. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you have any questions at the moment about sort of what's coming up, feel free to list in the comment section below. And like I said, I always answer your comments. I try to anyway, even if I can't give you the full sort of answer. For example, if you're asking kind of a question that's going to spoil things, but I will give you some form of reply regardless. So I look forward to seeing any comments that you have about what's coming up. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. I hope you all had a good Easter, by the way, and I shall speak to you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.